Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Go ahead and get started so we are respectful of everyone's time. Thank you so much for joining us today for the Spring 21 Continuing Student Registration. My name is Naila Williams, and I'm currently serving as the Interim Associate Vice President for Enrollment Services. Today's session is available to view on both Webex and will be streamed live on Facebook. The session is being recorded so that we can refer to the session later, as well as your peers who are unable to attend, join us today. We want to connect with you ahead of the spring registration period that kicks off on Monday, November 15th. Unlike the fall semester where students had about 5 months to get registered, for the spring we're working with a very small window, which is a little under 2 months. Today we'll be sharing the blueprint for you all to have a seamless and stress-free semester. We have representatives from academic advising, financial aid, student accounts, and the Office of the Registrar, who will share some valuable information with you. We're going to go ahead and dive right in. I would encourage you all to take notes. And I'm going to also ask that you reserve your questions until the end. We will have a designated point for questions and answers. So the first thing we're going to share here are some important spring dates. The first thing I want to point out is that these dates are not all inclusive for the spring semester. You can view all important dates for the semester by going to the academic calendar that's located on our website. But we just want to highlight some critical dates so that you are aware in preparation for the spring semester. So again, registration starts on Monday, November the 16th. So that's the day we will kick off and that you can begin registering, assuming you don't have any holds on your account. We also wanted to let you be aware of that we have university closures that will be coming because of the holidays, and those dates are listed here for Thanksgiving break as well as the holiday break. Spring semester begins on January the 11th, and the FOLLETT All Access program will run from December the 5th through January the 19th. Late registration will be January the 11th through the 19th. Unfortunately, if you register at that point, you will be assessed a $150 late fee. So we are encouraging all students to get registered before late registration occurs. Financial aid disbursements are scheduled for January the 25th. And we also want to let you know about the payment plan options for those who need to roll in a payment plan. With the new vendor that we have, there's a lot of flexibility. So if you register or enroll by December the 31st, you can make 5 payments. February the 4th, you have 4 payments, and March 3 payments. We want to also encourage students, whenever possible, to use your MYUDC self-portal. It's available to you 24/7. Just a reminder of the items that you can take care of in your portal. You can schedule an appointment with your academic advisor through the ACT platform. You can register for classes. You can drop classes, view and pay your balance, view and submit outstanding financial aid tasks, view and accept financial aid award offer, view your mailing address. If you need to make changes, we've listed the appropriate office there because you will not be able to update your address yourself in your portal. Enroll in direct deposit if you're expecting a refund, as well as you can view your 1098-T tuition and fees statement, and you often need that when preparing your taxes. View your degree plan in the degree work system. So we have here, if you need assistance with navigating any of these modules within the portal, that you reach out to the respective office to assist you with navigating, or refer to the how-to guides or videos that will be available to assist you in navigating. If you're locked out, be sure to always contact the IT department. We have the contact information listed there. And the IT department manages many systems for the university. So just be sure that you are clear when you state that you're locked out and you're referring to your MYUDC portal, and they will go ahead and unlock your account or help you with resetting your account. The FOLLETT All Access Program. So just a reminder, with this program, we launched it in the fall semester. All students are automatically enrolled in the program at the time they register for classes. If you wish to remain in the program, you don't have to do anything as far as any actions with the FOLLETT system. The cost is $34 per credit hour. You can confirm your mailing address in your MYUDC portal to make sure it's accurate. That's critical because some materials will need to be shipped and or picked up because all materials are not digital. So that's critical that the correct mailing address is in the system. And we're asking that you verify your mailing address by December the 1st to allow the registrar sufficient time to update your record so that your books are shipped to the appropriate address. Books are delivered both digitally and hard copy. You can view the delivery method by signing into your Blackboard account. So it'll let you know right away how your books are going to be delivered. The FOLLETT All Access team will also be sending communications to let you know how you can access your materials as well. If you're planning to opt out, you will receive an email from noreply@follett.com on December the 5th. In fact, all students will receive that email. That email is welcoming you to the program for the semester. And at the same time, for the students who wish to opt out, there will be a link in that email that will allow you to opt out. If you don't receive the email for some reason, we also have the web page at the bottom of this slide where you can also do the opt-out information or reach out to one of the offices that are participating today. We can also get you the opt-out link. Students who wish to opt out must do so each semester. So it's not a one-time opt-out or once an academic year opt-out. You must opt out each semester. The opt-out window for the spring semester is going to be December the 5th through the end of ad drop on January the 19th. I would encourage you, if you plan to opt out, to do so during that first week that the program launches, just to ensure a smooth process for you for the spring semester. The sooner you opt out, it reduces the likelihood of an order being processed for you and having to be, you happen to almost have the headache, I would say, of having to return materials or make contact with the bookstore. So again, just try, if you're registered by that time in classes, try to opt out that first week that the portal opens. What's also going to be different this semester is student accounts will be receiving a listing of the students who have successfully opted out more frequently from the bookstore, and this will allow the Office of Student Accounts to remove the charge for the students who have opted out within 3 business days. So also with the charge, depending on how you register for classes, if you register for all your classes at one time, you will see one charge. If you register for your classes at different days or different times, then you will see itemized charges for FOLLETT All Access program. But when the charge is removed, you will see one sum. So that's just important to note that you won't see the removal for each transaction. It'll be the total sum of the cost of the program. And again, we have the bookstore contact information listed at the bottom. The bookstore is going to also be hosting 2 live chats about the program, one in December and one in January. We'll be getting those dates out to everyone where you can have a live session with the bookstore manager and her team to answer any questions that you may have. We're going to also ask this semester that all inquiries go to the general email account at the bookstore, which is udc@bkstr.com, and that would allow the entire team in the bookstore to assist with questions, and you'll get responses a bit faster than sending them to an individual staff member in the bookstore. So next we have up the advising and registration team. We have Ms. Baldwin on the line and I believe Dr. Hatchett. So one of you all want to go ahead and take the lead.
Good evening, everyone. How is everyone doing? I am Latasha Baldwin. I'm the Assistant Director.
Well.
Good. I'm Latasha Baldwin, the Assistant Director of Student Success. And so today we're going to talk about the advising and registration process. Next slide. All right, so you all are continuing students, and I know it's possible that you you only register typically once per semester, but we're just going to go over the process again. You want to make sure you log into your MyUDC portal. All registration and academic record information is located in what we call Banner Self-Service. So when you log into MyUDC, there's going to be a table of contents. Make sure you click on Banner Self-Service. This is where you'll see your financial aid information, your student account information, your transcript and grades, and where you can register for classes. You also can view holds. So if you have any holds on your account, you can see what the holds are, and not only can you see the hold, but sometimes there's a note next to your hold telling you which office you need to contact so that you can get that hold resolved. Freshmen and sophomores at the Van Ness campus can schedule an appointment through the ACT platform. When you click on Quick Launch, and then you look at the different icons that we have, and this is the icon here. It has a letter A. You click on that, and your profile will pop up, and you'll see a tab that says Schedule an Appointment. When you click on that to schedule your appointment, I cannot reiterate strong enough, hard enough. Please make an appointment with your assigned advisor. When you look on your profile, you have to scroll down to the bottom right-hand corner, and you'll see who your assigned advisor is. For freshman and sophomore and Van Ness, and then community college students, you can see who your assigned advisor is. Please do not just select a person off the list just because they're available, because you're possibly making an appointment with someone who is not your academic advisor, and unfortunately they won't be able to assist you. If you have questions about who your academic advisor is, you can email me at latosha.baldwin@udc.edu, and we'll be more than happy to assist you. I have also sent out a mass email to all students highlighting who their advisors are by major for freshmen and sophomores at the Van Ness campus and for the community college students. So if you don't know, please go through your emails and see an email from me where you can get this information. So please remember, we advise by major. For juniors and seniors at the Van Ness campus, you have to reach out to your faculty advisors, and here is a list for you. So if you are a junior or senior at the Van Ness campus, you have to meet with your faculty advisor. And if you're having challenges, you can let us know. Thank you. Next slide.
All righty, thank you so much, Ms. Baldwin. Next up is Mr. Montgomery, who is the Acting Director of Financial Aid.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to provide you with a brief update on the financial aid process. And the good thing is, for the Office of Financial Aid, if you've already accepted your financial aid for the academic year, there's really not much more you're going to need to do or more that's going to be required of you. However, I will share with you some things that you will need to know if you're a loan recipient, receiving Pell, SELG, and so forth. So the first thing I'd like to share is for loan recipients, in order to continue to receive your federal student loan, you must be enrolled in at least 6 credits if you're an undergraduate student, and at least 4.5 credits at the graduate level. Also, if you didn't accept your loan for the fall semester and now you decide you would like to borrow, it's not too late. You can still accept your student loan. And if it will be your first loan, you'll also be required to complete the master promissory note and the entrance counseling session. And both of these requirements can be completed online at studentaid.gov. If you're receiving Pell and SELG, those funds will remain in place for you at the full-time level. And if you are going to be registering for courses at less than 12 credits, you'll still be able to receive the funding. However, I do want to point out that those funds will be prorated based upon your enrollment. So for example, if you're receiving Pell and you're enrolled in 12 credits, you'll receive the full-time award. If you're taking between 11 to 9 credits, we consider that 3/4 time, and you'll receive 75% of your award. If you're taking or enrolling in 6 to 8 credits, we consider at halftime you'll receive 50% of your award. 1 to 5 credits, you'll receive 25% of the award. And I do want to stress that if you're receiving SEOG and you choose to take less than 6 credits, the award for SEOG will not disperse because it does require at least half-time enrollment for SEOG. We've already discussed the FOLLETT program. However, I do want to share with you information regarding the materials and supplies that we allow students to receive based upon them having enough financial aid to cover those charges. So materials and allowances that we allow students to receive, that program begins the beginning of, the first week prior to the start of classes and throughout the add drop period. And for that program, you must have enough financial aid to cover your tuition and fees. You must be meeting satisfactory academic progress. And you must have also completed the Title IV authorization form, allowing the university to cover the balances that are assessed on your bill. So again, you must complete the Title IV authorization form, have enough financial aid to cover not only your tuition and fees, but you must have a credit remaining that will allow us to allow you to make purchases in the bookstore. The next requirement I want to stress is that you must be maintaining satisfactory academic progress. So for those students who are receiving financial aid, the federal requirement requires that you maintain at least a 2.0 at the undergraduate level and at least a 3.0 as a graduate student. You're also required to complete at least 67% of all attempted credits, and you must not exceed the maximum time frame for your degree objective. Students who do not meet the requirements to continue to receive federal student aid are placed on a warning status. When you're in a warning status, you're still eligible to receive financial aid. However, any deficiencies you may have, you must make up those deficiencies during your next term of enrollment. If at the end of that time you do not meet the requirements for federal student aid, you will be placed on what's called financial aid suspension. And at that time, students who are on financial aid suspension do become ineligible to receive financial aid until they regain eligibility, whether it's 2.0 or 3.0 GPA, whether it's 67% or maximum time frame. If you're not meeting those requirements, federal student aid cannot be processed on your behalf. However, if you do have any type of extenuating circumstance that came up during the term and something was out of your control, you do have the ability to submit what we call an appeal for our office to be able to review it to determine if you can continue to receive federal student aid. The things that our office will take into consideration as an extenuating circumstance is death in the family, medical illness, job loss, divorce or separation. If you're in a second degree or dual degree program, we'll even look at that as a consideration. If you have a change of major, or if you had some type of COVID-19 related illness or hardship, we'll take that into consideration. You must complete a form and submit that to our office, and it requires that you sit down and meet with your academic advisor so that they can work with you on completing what we call a success strategies plan. Once you have all that information completed and you sign off on the form, you're able to submit that form to us through your student forms portal so that we can take that into consideration to determine if we can allow you a one-time exception to continue to receive federal student aid. So if you're going to be graduating at the end of the spring semester, first, let me offer you my congratulations. But if you will be graduating, you will be required to complete what we call an exit counseling session. Students who are graduating will complete the exit counseling session because it's going to tell you the requirements of your repayment of your federal student loan that you borrowed while you were a student at the university. and it will let you know other options that are available to you as well. For example, you have difficulties in making payments. You're able to request forbearance or deferments to assist you with the payments. Also, students, if you're not going to be continuing on, if you drop below half-time status, you're also required to complete the exit counseling session. So be sure to complete those steps, and that process can be completed online at studentaid.gov. And I can put that link in the chat box. So again, that's a very short overview of the things you would need to do as a continuous student going into the spring semester. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Montgomery.
Sure.
Hello, everyone. I just got the link from my professor, and I'm just checking and saying hello to everyone. I believe I know who my advisor is. It's Miss Jackson. Hello?
Everybody gone? 'Cause I don't hear nothing.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was on mute.
Oh, hello?
I'm not sure what the last thing you all heard, but we're about to have a pop quiz, and I asked everyone to go to the chat. And the winner is going to receive, we're going to have two winners for the first pop quiz. And the winner is going to receive $100 bookstore credit. And I asked if one of my colleagues could please take note of the winner in the chat, whoever the first to enter the answer, and let me know. And to also enter my email address where the students email me. Can you all hear me okay? Can somebody just, one person can confirm you can hear okay?
Yes.
We can hear you. I'm just trying to look what you're saying in the chat. Or has it been posted yet, the questions?
No, they haven't been posted. I'm going to say the question out loud.
Okay.
I'm gonna put your response in the chat. So thank you for asking that question. All right, so if you all are ready, this is the first question. Where do you go to register? In other words, what system do you register for classes in? The first person that posts the correct response will receive $100 bookstore credit.
We have our winner.
Okay, who's our first winner? Was that Ms. Baldwin talking?
Yeah, that was Danielle Robinson.
Okay, if you could be so kind to put my email address in the chat, N.A. Williams, and just ask Ms. Robinson to email me directly.
Okay, congratulations, Danielle.
Congratulations. All right, this is the other rule. I should have said this at the beginning. Sorry about that. So you can only win one time. So we want to give as many opportunities for students to win. So the next question, it will have to be, another student. So the question for the financial aid office is, if you are on a financial aid warning status, can you receive federal financial aid? I'll repeat that. If you are on a financial aid warning status, can you receive federal financial aid?
Hold on, the answers are still coming in. Okay. The answer is yes. Okay, the first person to put in the chat is Tadong. The answer is yes.
Okay, and you are correct. So while you are on a warning status, you may still receive financial aid. Now, if you get to a suspension status, that's when your aid eligibility will be rescinded. So you are absolutely correct.
I have a quick question. What does a warning status mean? What do you mean? What does a warning status mean with financial aid?
So that could be our first question when we get to the Q&A portion. We want to continue to our next office, but we'll have that be the very first question that we answer for you, okay? And that'll be coming up shortly. All right, so next we have up the Director of Student Accounts, Mr. David Garnett.
Hello, everyone. Good to see everybody. We're good to hear everybody and see. Next slide, please, Ms. Williams. Oh, I'm David Garnett, Director of Student Accounts at the University of the District of Columbia. Okay, so I want to go over 4 or 5 things quickly with you, just to bring you up to date on what happens in student accounts and what you can see or view from there. The first thing you can view, you can review your bill, and that happens after you register for classes. Your charges are automatically placed on your student account, and at that time you can view your bill in the self-service banner portal, and it'll have all your charges and credits out there. One thing I would bring to your attention, if you notice that anything appears incorrect on your student account as it relates to the billing or the charges you received for your classes or any of the registration that you've done, please contact the Office of Student Accounts. And I think our email address will be in this later, but that's studentaccounts@udc.edu. The FOLLETT Access Book Program, Ms. Williams mentioned it earlier. The waivers will take place approximately 3 days after you get them approved. File from FOLLETT Bookstore, and we'll start processing them then. It may take longer than the 3 days to process, but give us some time. We'll be doing them at a much more frequent pace than we had the first semester. So hopefully by add drop, most of those charges will be removed. As it relates to health insurance, each semester, especially for the spring semester, you're automatically placed into the health insurance charges placed on your account. You have to waive it. This doesn't apply to most continuing students. It shouldn't apply anyway. So you should not have charge on your account for the spring semester. If it is there, then definitely contact our office, because there's something incorrect on your student record, and we need to update that so you would not have been charged that. You should have got charged in the spring and in the fall, and the charge will not appear on your account in the spring. Everybody's favorite topic, of course, is student account refunds or financial aid refunds. I'm sorry. Those are processed for those. We have once the aid is placed on your account, it creates a credit balance on your account. And by federal regulations and DOE regulations, we have 14 days to get that money off of your account and out to you. That means the university has to mail it within 1 to 14 days after the refund is placed on your account. You might not necessarily receive it within those 14 days, but we have 14 days to issue it. As it relates to your tax forms, our office is responsible for processing those. They will be issued no earlier than January 31st of next year, and that'll be for the 2020 and so those will be, right now, the plan is to have them electronically view for you on your student portal. We're working on that right now. The next is the payment plan process. And the organization that we use now used to be Tuition Management Services, short for TMS. The contract is ended with them, and we have a new company that started in the fall called Nelnet Services, and they're our new deferred payment contractor. And you can reach them at mycollegepaymentplan.com/UDC, and all of the information to be out there. the 16th. That means as soon as you register for your classes, you can go out there and set up your payment plans. The first payment will be due on that plan January 5th. You have until December 31st to sign up for the 5 payment plan option. But if you wait until December 31st, your first payment will be January 5th. I encourage you to sign up as early as possible. Therefore, you'll have some time for your first payment due on January 5th. Right after that, we have the 4 payment plan. You have until February 3rd to enroll in that, and the first payment will be due February 5th. And then we have the 3-month plan until March 3rd to enroll, and you have until, and then March 5th will be your first payment due on that. And is there another slide for me, Nigel? No. Okay. Any questions I'll take at the end. Thank you.
All righty. Thank you so much, Mr. Garnett. Now we have up Mrs. Tiffany Cooper, the registrar.
Good evening, everyone. This is Tiffany Cooper, the University Registrar. If you go to the next slide. Okay, so we get a lot of questions about, well, let me start with just re-emphasizing what was shared at the beginning. Spring 2021 registration will open on Monday, November the 16th. And again, that will be through your Banner self-service portal. And we do get a lot of questions about the difference between drops and withdrawals. And just to inform you, when you drop a course, it's always going to be during the registration period. And the last opportunity to drop a course is at the end of late registration. And for spring 2021, that last date is January 19th. It's the first Friday of the first week of classes. That is the last day you will be able to drop a course. And what a drop is totally removing the course from your record, and it is refunding or removing all tuition and fees for the courses that you drop. A withdrawal is when it happens after the add drop period. So the day after January 20th for spring 2021 is when the withdrawal period will take effect. And so when you withdraw from a course, you are still responsible for the tuition and fees based on the refund percentage rules per UDC policy. When you withdraw a W, the course will still show on your record, and you will receive a W in place of a final grade. You are able to receive a refund up until 5 weeks of the beginning of the semester. And the percentage goes down each week. So after the first week, you'll get 100% refund on tuition only. You do not get a refund on the fees. So after the first week, it's 100%. The second week, 80%. After week 3, it's 60%. Week 4, 40%. Week 5, 20%. After the 5th week, it will be no refunds for withdrawals. You will be responsible for the tuition and fees after the 5th week into the semester. That is the difference between a course drop and a course withdrawal. And for spring 2021, the last day to do to get a refund is around mid-February. So I already shared the last day to drop spring classes is January 19th. Graduation application deadline for those students who will be graduating in the spring. The last day to submit your application is January 22nd. Typically, you would meet with your advisor. During that session, if you know this is your last semester, they would advise you to go ahead and apply to graduate so you can get into the process of going through clearance. The last day to request a course withdrawal is March 22nd. And the last day to request a total withdrawal is April 23rd. And I'd like to share the difference between a course withdrawal and a total withdrawal. A course withdrawal, the deadline to do that is March 22nd, and this is the last day that you're able to withdraw from individual classes. Once that deadline has passed, you would have to withdraw from all classes, which is a total withdrawal. And after that total withdrawal is processed, you would also be required to reapply for admission for the next semester that you plan to come back, if you plan to come back. So that is the difference between a course withdrawal and a total withdrawal. The graduation clearance process, it starts with your application. The application is available online. If you are reapplying because you applied in a previous semester and you did not complete your requirements, and you plan to complete in the spring, you do need to reapply. You do not have to pay the graduation fee again. It's only charged one time, but you do need to reapply so that you can re-enter the clearance process and your record can be reviewed once again to ensure that you have completed in this second go round. Once your application is submitted, it is a clearance form is generated by the Office of the Registrar, and all clearance forms are then sent to the departments for final review and clearance. And then once the department has cleared you, they state whether or not you are meeting all your requirements. They submit those clearance forms back to the Office of the Registrar, so we may update your record, and then we send out a notice to each student letting them know what their status is as we approach commencement. Requesting your transcript. Transcripts can be requested through the National Student Clearinghouse. The links to it is shown here, and it's also on our website. Right now, when you go to our website, it's udc.edu/registrar. And on our page, you'll see there's a column, a menu of selections. And if you were to hover over registrar, it'll drop down for a link to request the transcript, and it'll take you to the National Clearinghouse to request your transcripts. You're able to request your transcript electronically, but we're not able to process transcripts electronically. Currently, we still only have capability to process paper transcripts for the official transcript. We are working with the Clearinghouse and UDC IT to provide electronic transcripts, which would allow you to receive your transcript within a few seconds versus a few days. And hopefully we'll be able to finalize that process to have this feature available for you soon, hopefully by the spring semester. But as of right now, we're only able to provide physical copies of the official transcripts. You are able to view your unofficial transcript through your MYUDC portal if you go to self-service banner. If you need an unofficial copy while you wait for your official copy, just send an email to Office of the Registrar at udc.edu, and we will work with you to send an unofficial copy via email while you wait for the official copy in the mail. FERPA release. So if you have a third party that needs to verify information on you, or if you want to provide your parent or guardian access to your educational records, you would need to complete a FERPA form and have it submitted to our office so that it could be filed on your record to allow your parent or guardian or third party to have access to your records when they request from our office or any other office. That also goes for not just making requests, But if there is someone speaking on your behalf about your account or your academic record, that also allows a university official to speak with that person without your presence. Also, if you want to restrict access to your records, you would also fill out the FERPA form, and you would notate what exactly you would like to restrict to be released to a third party in that regard. And as always, refer to the academic calendar for important dates. It's on the website as well. And again, if you have any questions, we'll take them at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Cooper. Now we are ready for our second pop quiz and our final pop quiz, and this is right before we go into our Q&A session. So the first office we're going to ask a question for is student accounts. The question is, so I want you all to make it back to the chat again, and the first person again that enters the correct response in the chat will receive $100 bookstore credit. Okay, so the question for the Office of Student Accounts is, how long should you allow for your refund to be issued? So what is the time frame for your refund to be issued, or that you have to allow to be issued?
The winner is, okay, hope I got the right person. Rubina. Did you hear me?
Okay, congratulations. Can someone again put my email address in the chat so that Abina can reach out to me directly?
That's not correct.
Okay. I read it.
I
Yes,
see somebody.
correct. It's incorrect. I'm sorry. It's Amani. I apologize.
Oh, sorry, Abina. So Amani,
Yeah.
if you could go ahead and email me once my information is placed in the chat so we can connect regarding the bookstore credit. All right, and this is the last opportunity to win a credit. It's for the Office of the Registrar. So the registrar has, throughout Ms. Cooper's presentation, she focused on the difference between a course withdrawal and a total withdrawal. Could you all, whoever responds to first what the difference is, in the chat will be the winner. So again, the question is, what is the difference between a course withdrawal and a total withdrawal?
All right, there is a winner.
Okay, who's our winner?
Scroll back up here. Binta Nayan.
Okay, great, congratulations. All righty, thank you all so much for participating and listening attentively throughout the presentations. And now we're going into our final item, which is Q&A. Before we go into Q&A, I'm sorry, let's remind you of the way in which you can contact each office, as well as the phone numbers, the email address and phone number. So we'll leave this up while we're doing the Q&A. All right, if one of my colleagues could volunteer to call out the question, and the respective office will go ahead and respond.
I had a question about.
And the first question we had was actually for financial aid, which was the difference between what was financial aid warning. So Mr. Montgomery, if you could take that one.
Sure. So for financial aid warning, that means the financial aid officer is letting the student know that he or she did not meet one of the requirements to maintain eligibility. And that could mean you did not meet the requirement of the GPA, which if you're a graduate student at 3.0, undergraduate 2.0, or it could be that you did not meet the requirement of 67%. And when we say 67%, that means that of all the credits you attempt for that semester, you're required to complete at least 67%. So a student who's enrolled in 12 credits, you're required to complete at least 8 of those credits to remain in good academic standing with our Office for Federal Student Aid. So if you do not meet one of those requirements, our office will let you know at the end of that term that you are not meeting one or more of the requirements required, hence warning. So we're letting you know that you have to meet the satisfactory academic progress standards that are in place by the Department of Education during your next term of enrollment. So if you are deficient GPA at the end of your next term of enrollment, you would be required to have at least a 2.0 if you're an undergraduate, or if you're a graduate student, a 3.0. If you have not met the 67%, you will have to have met the 67% requirement at the next term of enrollment in order to continue to receive federal student aid. If not, at the end of that next term of enrollment, that's where the suspension status will come in. Was that clear to everyone, or?
Mr. Montgomery.
Yes.
How do I know I'm going through all this? How do I know when I'm at these phases or these steps? Who tells me when I'm in these particular phases or if I'm in jeopardy?
So for our office, we calculate a student's eligibility at the end of each term. So we do not have a way of knowing that you're in danger of not meeting the requirement until all your grades have come out at the end of the semester. So of course, we don't know if you're not meeting 67%. We don't know if you're not passing your required courses in order for you to meet the GPA requirement. So it's not until your grades have been submitted by your professor that we are able to determine your eligibility and to let you know where you stand with satisfactory academic progress.
Thank you. Would meeting with my advisor help me in understanding what all of this means?
Sure, if you meet with your academic advisor, they can certainly keep you in the loop with where you are with your grades and where you stand as far as when you are in your courses and where you are as far as if you need to withdraw. They can certainly help you with that and let you know how withdrawing or not doing well in that course is going to impact you at the end of the semester. So you should stay in touch with the financial aid office as well as your academic advisors.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome.
Okay, I see a question in the chat regarding how do you locate your advisors. We'll display those again on the screen. So for Van Ness, your academic advisors are listed here. Please take a picture if you have your phone handy. We're going to also send out the link of the recording and the PowerPoint presentation so that you can refer back to this information as well. So again, on this first slide, this is for the Van Ness campus and it's for freshmen and sophomore. The second slide is for the community college advisors. And the third is for our juniors and seniors. These are your faculty advisors. So again, Ms. Baldwin stated that she sent out a notification just reminding everyone who their assigned advisors are. And if you have any difficulty in reaching your advisor, please be sure to reach out to Ms. Baldwin or Dr. Hatchett, and they can assist you in connecting with the appropriate advisor.
Can Dr. Williams, may I say something? This is Dr. Hatchett.
Yes.
I just want to stress, please contact the correct advisor, because a lot of times students will just start randomly reaching out to random advisors who they think is their advisor, and that's not correct. Allow your advisor 24 to 48 hours to respond because everybody's working in the same capacity from home. So I do ask that you give them 48 hours to respond. If they do not respond, then you can follow up with my office or our customer service line, which will make sure you get that information as well. But I think it's critical that you know who your advisor is and that you're meeting with them no less. The required minimum is 3 times a semester. At the beginning of the semester when classes start, 2 weeks before midterm, and at the very beginning of December. Registration before December starts, before we get into finals, because they're there to help you and to answer those questions along the way. Beginning of the semester, I dealt with a lot of issues of people who did not take the time to read or contact the appropriate person, and they got mad when they got pushed to the back of the line. They waited in for weeks and weeks to get an appointment, and then they got the right person, and they had to wait another week. And if they had done a little bit more reading or just read what we sent them, they would have known who their assigned advisors are for the semester. So please just make sure we do our due diligence and just make sure we have the correct person. And if you have any issues, I'll put my information in the chat. But I'm going to refer you to the correct person when you reach out to me. All right. Thank you, Ms. Sweet.
Hi, Naila. This is Latosha.
Can I ask a question about the advisor? Because I'm confused. Because Professor Lee was always been my advisor, but every time we went to Professor Lee, we had to go to Glenn. So is it that the people are not the advisor no more and just Glenn is the one that communicates that does it all?
What's the major?
Education, early education.
In early education, you're a unique situation, and you should have been meeting with
Dominius,
Ms. Glenn
yeah.
and faculty advisor. You have 2. You don't have 1. The reason why you have 2 is because faculty want to be involved in the advising process. However, the professional advisors are responsible for the advising process.
Okay. So Glenn handles all the education.
Yes, ma'am. Ms.
Okay.
Glenn. Dominion Glenn.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Naila, I just want to let the students know that we're going to send out another email highlighting who their advisors are per major.
Ms. Baldwin. I see one question in the chat, and I hope I'm not missing anything because my chat looks a little bit different. So the colleagues, please let me know if we make sure we answer every question. I see a question in the chat about what the graduation fee includes. I want to ask the registrar to respond to that question.
Yeah, so the graduation fee, it should include the diploma paper that is used to print your diploma, the diploma covers. I'm sure it also includes those towards the rental of the venue. That is the main coverage of those fees. And while I'm here, I did see 2 other questions in the chat that was directed towards the Office of the Registrar, and I'll go ahead and answer those. There was a question, why go through graduation clearance process? And do all students go through this process? So the graduation clearance process is in place to ensure that every student is certified by their department major who will be conferring the degree. I'm sorry, it's a lot of noise in the background. Okay, thank you. So every student is required to go through the graduation clearance process, and it's just to confirm that every student is certified as completing all the clearance, all the requirements to meet the clearance process. And every student does go through that process. And then the other question, will diplomas be mailed will they be mailed with the cap and gown? So diplomas will be mailed again at the end of the fall semester because the holiday is at the end of December. Diplomas are always typically mailed when we return in January. So diplomas will be mailed out at the end of the semester. Cap and gowns, that is a separate process that's handled by the bookstore. The cap and gowns are not issued by the Office of the Registrar. And they would only be ordered or disseminated if we were scheduled to have commencement. So everyone should have received the communication that went out from the Office of the Chief Academic Officer, noting that students that graduated or were eligible for participation in the spring 2020 commencement, that we will no longer have the fall 2020 commencement in person due to the rise in COVID cases. And the commencement for spring 2021 is up in the air. And it's all due to COVID. You know, we do not know that it changes, and we can't say right now whether or not we'll be able to have commencement in spring. So as of right now, spring 2021 commencement is still in question as of today. But everyone will be updated as soon as any decisions have been confirmed as far as spring 2021 commencement. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cooper. I also see a couple of questions about the FOLLETT All Access Program. The digital books and/or hard copies, that really is determined by the publisher. So, for example, if a book is not available in a digital format, it will be mailed to you or available for pickup if the bookstore goes that direction this particular semester coming up, on site or mailed. So you don't have a choice in which format you're able to receive unless you have a documented disability that's on file with the Accessibility Office at the university that will require you to receive hard copies or larger print. So you won't receive both, because that's what was one of the questions. You won't receive both. You'll receive one or the other. And the way you can view which delivery method for your particular books will be is by logging into Blackboard. The bookstore will also have access to that information. They can pull up the course or courses and advise you of which books will be available digitally or hard copy. All right. Any questions that we've missed, or any other questions you all would like to ask of us while you all have us here?
I have a question.
Sure, go ahead.
Yes, so I recently withdrew from one of my classes, and I just want to make sure I understood correctly. I still have to pay for that class, and I want to know when I'm going to get the refund. I think I missed that part.
So I can answer. Oh,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, so depending on the date that you withdrew from the class will depend on the amount that's owed still for that class you withdrew from. And the refund would be a follow-up with the Office of Student Accounts of when, if a refund is applicable, you would follow up with the Office of Student Accounts.
You said Office of the Student Account. Is that the email?
Yeah, so the student accounts email is studentaccounts@ubc.edu.
Okay, got it.
It's here on the screen as well.
Yeah, student accounts. And when should I email them to confirm?
So if you believe that you are entitled to a refund, again, it depends on the dates that you withdrew. If you recall, I don't know, you may have missed it, but earlier, the percent that you're owed depends on the number of weeks that have passed since you withdrew. So after each week, the percentage of the refund, beginning with the first week of classes, goes down 20% each week until we get to the 5th week. If we pass 5 weeks into the semester, then there's no refund after the 5th week.
Okay, I get it. So I don't get a refund because I did it on the last day
Yeah, so
withdraw.
yeah, so it's no refund up to that at that point.
Oh, is this new? I didn't know that before.
No, it's not new. It's always been the UDC policy. It's located within the university catalog, which is available on the registrar's page as well. And again, the registrar's page is udc.edu/registrar, and you'll want to go to the catalog link.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
I had a question briefly. Just to get in contact with somebody who can offer more information regarding scholarships and grants, what office would I be able to speak with?
Naila, you got that on me?
I'm sorry.
I got it. So you can always contact the Office of Financial Aid, which we can refer you to some scholarship resources. We have the University Foundation. They have their own webpage. Ms. Montgomery, I don't know if you have a moment to pull that up and put it in the chat for us, that link. There are quite a few scholarship opportunities there, and there are a ton of external scholarship opportunities as well. They do take some legwork, but their funding is there. We see students who make the effort to apply and complete the necessary steps. They receive scholarships. So scholarship money is available. It's just about the timing. So if you're thinking about a scholarship right now, for example, you're thinking about next fall, that the scholarship opportunities are available now, therefore the next school year. They wouldn't necessarily be for the spring, but we would encourage students to apply for scholarships that they may meet the criteria for, and especially if they want to looking to reduce their loan indebtedness.
Thank you so much. That was very helpful.
Also, if you follow, follow my IG page, success UDC.success. We post on our page all the scholarship opportunities that we get that we know of that are out there, so people can understand what the scholarships are. Sometimes we post things that are not university scholarships, they're external. So if you follow the IG page, you will get an opportunity to see those scholarships as well.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hatches. I look forward to following your social media page.
Thank you.
Hello, I have a question.
Can you tell us who we can get in contact with across the scholarship? Because I know they're making it complicated for us right now with the pandemic.
I'm sorry, your connection is. I'm sorry, your connection is bad. Could you put that in the chat for us?
About the scholarship?
Repeat it for us. It's a lot of voice.
I would say, do you know who scholarship this semester? Everything's going on. For pay stuff that we can't create because of the pandemic. So
okay, I'm gonna ask that if you can, because I think we all missed most of what you stated. If you could put it in the chat, or I think I heard something about scholarship. You can email myself or Mr. Montgomery directly. I'm not sure if it was a current scholarship or another opportunity.
Yeah, it was a scholarship. I can email you guys. So there pay stuff this semester, and the pandemic, the school is open, so teachers are fully back in school yet.
Okay, go ahead and email us because I'm sorry, we're still not able to make out most of what you're saying.
Okay, who the email I'm emailing?
You can email nawilliams@udc.edu. With your question. Yes, N is in Nancy.
N.A. Williams at uds.edu.
UDC.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Ms. Cooper.
I had a question.
Hold on for 1 second, please. Ms. Cooper, in the chat, I saw a question about, it refers to the graduation clearance process. I believe what the student was trying to ask, if all the requirements or courses must be completed before they're cleared to graduate. So I don't know if you could speak to what those requirements are as far as the number of credits or any allowances that are allowed.
Yes, so I did see that question. So all classes do have to be completed in order to graduate. And when we say graduate, we mean in order to graduate, we mean in order to participate in commencement. I think that's what the question is getting at. Because of course, all courses have to be completed before we can confer the degree and provide you the diploma. But yes, all courses must be completed in order to participate in commencement. Prior to a couple of semesters ago, it was allowed, students were allowed to have at least 12 credits to complete. But now it's been, you have to complete all courses. If you're a graduate student and you still have some clinical hours, you are still able to participate, but all credits should be completed prior to participating.
Okay, can I ask my question?
Sure.
Hello? Yeah. Okay, this question was for, it was concerning, I posted a question concerning, I'm getting a SAP warning because it's saying I have like 54 credits and I need to be able to complete the rest of my credits for graduate school. This Queen Pollard. And I haven't been getting any headway. I had spoken to Dr. Cook and he said that I had to speak to you all to find out how can, will my financial aid be okay? You know, to continue, I still have some more credits and I'm getting a SAP warning.
Okay, so what you can do is you can email the office directly and we can look at your particular account. But if you're on warning, that means you remain eligible.
Okay.
The warning just is letting you know that you're approaching or not meeting a requirement. And once you email us, we can tell you the specific requirement you're not meeting.
Oh, no, I'm pretty good. It's just, I needed more credits. And I was wondering, was my financial aid in jeopardy because, you know, I need more credits, you know, to graduate.
So that's something that we would have to look at on a account by account basis. So we have to look at your account to determine why the flag is there.
Okay.
Okay.
So what you need me to email you my N number or you good? You need
so
me?
you can email the FINAID account, FINAID@udc.edu. Let to know that you're on a warning status and you would like to know the specific reason why you're on warning.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to jump to the chat. We have a question here about residency. We have a DC resident that is being charged as a non-resident. We do have a residency office that is housed in the Office of Admission. I'll put that information in the chat, the email address, but it's residency@udc.edu. There's also a residency page where you can see the requirements to establish residency. If it's for, this semester, we are past the time frame, but we will see what we can do. But again, I'm going to put that email address and the web page so you can see the requirements in the chat.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions for us?
Yes, I had a question.
Okay.
I was asking about my math book that was sent to me was loosely. We had to return these books as well.
So you only have to return the books if they were marked as being rented. But if you paid with the books through the FOLLETT All Access program, meaning that you paid the $34 fee or you didn't sign a rental agreement, you are able to keep those books.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right.
Now, somebody had a question about the DCF scholarship. Travis Henderson, if you're still on the call, please email daryl.hilton@udc.edu.
You said Daryl who?
Daryl.Hilton.
Is it HILTON?
HYLTON. Daryl with 2 R's. Hilton, HYLTON @udc.edu.
I just had a quick. I just had a quick question.
All right, thank you.
I had a quick question about the disbursements. Do you happen to know when the disbursements will actually be available?
Oh, Naila.
So are you referring to the spring semester? Are you referring to the spring or the fall semester?
The fall semester, I'm sorry.
Okay, so if you haven't received your disbursement for the fall, I would encourage you to reach out to the Office of Financial Aid just to see what your individual status is, because the disbursements occurred, or they begin occurring back on September the 22nd. So if you
I have contacted financial aid and I never really had a clear answer. So I was just trying to see if there's maybe another route I could take into getting some more clear information.
Okay, what's your last name?
Henderson.
Henderson?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Montgomery, send a message to Mr. Montgomery, who's in the chat as well, and he will connect with you to the appropriate counselor if he needs to do that. But again, if you haven't received a disbursement at this point, it must be an action item that needs to be completed. But he can tell you specifically, or the assigned counselor can tell you specifically what's outstanding.
Okay, and is his email in the chat already?
I believe it is.
Yes, I'll place it in the chat for you, Mr. Henderson.
Oh, I see it. Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Type Daryl Hilton name in the chat too.
Ms. Baldwin, Mr. Hilton's email address in the chat.
Yes, I sure will. Thank you.
I have a question.
All right. Next question.
So my advisor said that he's gonna send me an appointment request, or should I still step on an appointment, or should I wait for him?
If the advisor's already advised you, he's sending you an appointment request, just wait for him and check for his email.
Okay, and I want something for the pop quiz. What should I do to get it?
Make sure Ms. Williams has your email address.
Okay, thank you.
Excuse me. I don't know if this has been addressed, but I had to take a phone call. Did the how do you disenroll in the health insurance? Because I received health insurance through my employer, and I didn't realize that we were being charged for that.
Well, there's a deadline for each semester, and that deadline, I believe, was September the 30th, and I think it was extended by a couple of days. But where you would normally go is to firststudent.com to enter your information.
Okay.
But it sounds like you have unfortunately missed the deadline to waive for this particular school year. Now you can reach out to Health Services to see if anything can be done at this point. But the deadline was I believe back at the end of September.
Okay, and where do we go on because the website, UDC's website is so in flux with a lot of information. So where do we go?
So I can I'm looking at the person that manages the health insurance is Monica Gaskin. So I'll put her contact information in the chat if you just give me a moment.
Firststudent.com. That's what I wanted to know. Okay.
Oh, firststudent.com. Okay.
Yes, that's the answer. Thank you so much.
All right.
Ma'am, you'll still need to contact Monica Gaskin because First Student is to waive it, but the conversation would be had with Monica Gaskin.
Okay, so still go on to, for clarity, still go on to firststudent.com, and then I need to have a conversation with Monica Gaskin.
Well, no, and firststudent.com is where you waive the information.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that deadline has passed.
Right.
So you need to contact Monica Gaskin.
Okay, but I still need to disenroll coming up, correct?
No, it was for the whole year. So the next time students will be charged insurance will be fall 2021.
Oh, it was for the whole year. Oh yeah, I don't need it. Okay, thank you. All
We'll
right.
put her information in the chat. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
Good afternoon or good evening. I had a question. I'm not for sure if it was already answered. I came in late, but I was just wondering, as far as graduation, if you take your last classes, I guess the summer semester, when will you be able to enroll for graduation? So if I was taking my last class the summer of 2021, when can I enroll?
So if you know that you will complete your degree requirements in the summer,
then you would apply to graduate in the summer. There's an application period for each semester. Now, if you complete in the summer, you would be eligible to participate in the following spring's commencement. So spring 2022 is the commencement you would be eligible to participate in. Because the university only has one commencement per year.
Okay, so I will participate in the 2022 graduation, but I will be a 2021 graduate technically?
Yes. So, yes, you will receive, if you complete your requirements, you will confer your degree as of summer 2021, and you will receive your diploma as of summer 2021. But if you would like to participate in commencement, you would do it in spring 2022.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Why not the fall?
The university only has one commencement ceremony each year, and that's spring.
So will you be able to take like class pictures and stuff still?
Yes, absolutely.
So I'm sorry, do the university still provide that, or do we need to do that on our own?
So once you are on the clearance list, your name will be submitted to the graduation coordinator. I'm not sure if that's the title, but it's Miss Melinda Jennings. She'll have your name, and once she has all your information, she'll start sending out communications to you about all the graduation activities. And that's when to take pictures, when to rent your regalia, and all of that.
Okay, thank you again.
You're welcome.
Hello, yes, good evening.
Good evening.
I do apologize also if this question was asked. In terms of allotments for materials from FOLLETT Bookstore, was there one given this year, or was it just the full access for the virtual classes?
Are you trying to do financial aid or do the FOLLETT
Yes.
program? Yes, so it'll be available again as soon as the university reopens on January the 4th, so the week before classes start.
Okay.
Through the end of AdDrop.
Okay. All right.
All right, this is the last call for any questions that you may have before we close.
Yes, hello?
Yes, you can proceed.
So I have a quick question about financial aid. I'm a first-time student, first time in college. And so I checked the my UDC account, and I have a bit of a dilemma. The financial aid, I guess, department, I don't know what side, whether it's the UDC or actually the distributor of the federal grant, I guess, whoever's processing it. So they have my, the process is being held up because they're saying that I haven't enrolled in a degree seeking program, but my major is hospitality management with applied science and tourism. So I just wanted to know who I can speak with. I've already sent a couple of emails to the financial aid at udc.edu, but I have failed to get a response from anyone.
I want to make sure you have the right email address because it's not financial aid, it's actually FinAid at UDC.edu. But also Mr. Montgomery's on the line, and he'll go ahead and put his information in the chat again so that you can reach out to him directly.
Okay.
To that particular flag that's on your account for you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Yes.
All righty. Well, we want to thank you all so much for your time and attention this evening. We hope that this information has been helpful. We want everybody to stay safe. We want everybody to get registered as quickly as possible for the spring semester. We also want to thank Jay Morrow, who is our tech person. This would not be possible without her today. So we wanted to go ahead and thank her, as well as for my colleagues that are on the line that are joining us this evening and share out for their respective offices. So we just want to thank everybody again for their time and attention. And we look forward to a great spring semester. Feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions or concerns or need any support in getting any tasks completed, also the registration process. We're here to help and serve you. So feel free to reach out. And we just again want to thank you for your time this evening and have a great rest of the week. And we hope you all have enjoyed the homecoming activities this week. We're here for you if you need anything. All righty. Thank you all so much for your time this evening.
Thank you for this meeting.
Thank you so much for the information that you gave us.
Thanks for everything.
Thank you.
Hey, we appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great evening.